Patrick Mahomes, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and undoubtedly the best of this generation, just had one of the worst Super Bowl performances in history. This one loss might have permanently closed the door on his chances of becoming the GOAT. Let's break down why. Before we even get into why Mahomes might be out of the GOAT race, we need to talk about why he was even in the conversation in the first place. The answer: pure dominance. Think about Michael Jordan. He's not considered the GOAT just because of his stats or longevity, but because he had the most dominant run of all time. Before him, the greatest players, Magic, Bird, Wilt, each had their own unique greatness, but none of them could win 3 championships in a row. Only Bill Russell had done it, and at the time, that era was different. Jordan doing something the legends before him couldn't is what set him apart. For Mahomes, the argument was similar. If he could accomplish something not even Tom Brady did, like three-peating as a champion, he would have a serious claim to the throne. But as we all saw, that didn't happen. Between the 3 greatest quarterbacks of all time, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes, only one of them has suffered 2 brutal multi-possession losses in the Super Bowl: Mahomes. Joe Montana, undefeated in Super Bowls. Tom Brady, lost some, but never by double digits. Meanwhile, Mahomes now has 2 Super Bowl losses where he was completely shut down. This feels like Mahomes' 2011 LeBron moment, the year when LeBron was expected to dominate but collapsed under pressure. The difference: LeBron redeemed himself in 2016 with one of the greatest finals comebacks ever. What's Mahomes' path to redemption? If he doesn't pull off some historic feat, like coming back from 25-plus points in a Super Bowl or completing a three-peat, it's going to be tough to argue him as the GOAT. This latest Super Bowl loss will forever be a stain on his legacy, and critics won't let him forget it. All great dynasties eventually fall, and this Chiefs dynasty might be nearing its end. Travis Kelce is aging. Andy Reid is getting older. Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator, might not be around forever. The Chiefs have major salary cap decisions ahead. At the same time, other teams are getting stronger. The Eagles' core is locked in for the next 3 years. The Texans have one of the most dangerous young rosters. The Ravens still have Lamar Jackson. Even teams like the Commanders are improving. And then there are quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, C.J. Stroud, and potentially even young stars like Caleb Williams entering the mix. These guys will eventually win their own championships, and Mahomes won't be able to dominate the AFC forever. History has already shown us that when Mahomes loses a Super Bowl, he doesn't bounce back the next year. After losing in 2021 to the Bucs, he didn't even make it back, blowing a 21-3 lead in the AFC Championship against Joe Burrow. If teams continue to figure out how to game plan against him, just like the Buccaneers, Bengals, and now the 49ers did, Kansas City could face even more struggles in the future. At this point, I don't need to introduce Tom Brady. You already know, 7 rings. The most ever. The problem for Mahomes is that his GOAT argument was never about passing Brady in total rings. It was about having a more dominant run in a shorter period of time. And now that run is in serious doubt. That leaves Mahomes with only 2 possible paths to GOAT status. Win 8 Super Bowls. Three-peat as a champion. And here's why: even if Mahomes ties Brady with 7 rings, Brady is 2-0 against him in the playoffs. That head-to-head advantage will always be a major argument in Brady's favor. So unless Mahomes does something absolutely unprecedented, the debate will always tilt toward Brady. This Super Bowl loss might have been a turning point in Mahomes' career. The Chiefs' window is still open, but the competition is only getting tougher. If Mahomes wants to keep his GOAT hopes alive, he'll have to do something extraordinary in the coming years. Do you think Mahomes can still catch Brady? Or did this Super Bowl loss seal his fate? Let me know in the comments below.